Hey, have you ever found some sheds that are white like this, or even chalky, really cool stuff, or deadheads, and you're thinking, man, that'd be cool, but I'd like to bring them back to life? I'm going to show you how to do that to make them look just like this with our product called Antler Stain from VAT Antler Technologies. It's a really cool solution that we came up with. You brush it on. I'm going to show you some of the steps of how to do that. Let it dry, and then you're going to sand the tips. So let's, it's pretty, I mean, it looks just brown like that. Pretty easy stuff to work with and easy to use. And I'm going to show you how to do that just by dipping the brush in there. And what you're going to do is you're going to start out with, at the bases, you might want to actually mask off the pedicle there, but start at the bases, and you're going to put this on, and what will happen is that it will naturally want to run, and you'll want it to run toward the tips and not to the base. Okay, so you'll start here at the base, put this on, and literally just brush it on just like you're staining anything else, and get that coat really nice here to start out with. And you're going to slowly work your way down to the tips. And if you look, I'm just trying to ghost a little bit here, and I'll put in more brown here, because what happens is if you get it too dark, you got to go back and try to sand it off, and it's kind of a mess. So you start out darker at the bases here. See how nice and dark and chalky I'm getting here. Sorry about that. Get this. You also want to make sure you got paper towels everywhere, because that will help. You see it's thicker. It's not so runny. Sometimes there's some stains out there that are really runny. So I'm going to get this nice and dark and chocolatey and just slowly work it out to the tips. And I don't want to have it real all the way out here on the tips. I'm going to let it dry a little bit and then bring the excess all the way out to the tips. And you can see it's pretty slick, but once it's dried, what you'll do is you'll go back in with some sandpaper or some steel wool and take that extra, you know, where they polish their tips, you'll do that. But I'm going to leave the tips as white as I can for now. You can see I can kind of move it around here a little bit, just like this. And it really doesn't take that long to get a whole change of results here. And you'll let it dry a little bit. You may want to add additional coat on it, but again, take it a step at a time and see where you're at with it. And you can see how nice and dark and chocolatey that'll get there. And I'm going to let that set up a little bit, and we'll come back in the video again, but it's already looking pretty sharp, much better than it was before. If they're really chalky, what you want to do is you want to take some spackle and fill in those divots or in there, those cracks, and then resand it and then finish it, so you'll end up with a smooth antler. But you start out with that, and I'll come back. We'll let this dry. We'll put a second coat on and then work on the tips. Keep watching. So I want to show you the finished shed that we did. And you can see it's much darker here at the base than it is as you get closer to the end of the antler. What I also do is I take sandpaper and I really work these tips so you can see how it gets that ivory or white tip on it. I probably do it a little bit more. Also, the other thing you want to do is when you look close here, you want to take that and rub those down with that sandpaper and make those cool little areas really pop that texture, as well as on the tips here and there. So I do that after I get at least 2 good coatings on from here, working it slowly out to the tips of the antlers. Then I also take a satin finish to it and spray it lightly with the satin finish, just to seal it up, but also to give it a little bit of that shine so the antlers look like they have been rubbed pretty smooth. So this one was one that I've done. You saw that earlier in some of the videos that were just bleach gray white. Here's another one I did. Again, looks very, very realistic. Here is a elk shed You can see that, but you can see I wasn't really close there. I messed up a little bit there. But you can see the color and the texture, when you do it right, works out really good, as well as you can see out to the end. I feather it out and then sand the tips just like that. And here's actually a mule deer that we did the same way. Again, you can see this is not a real shed. I messed up here a little bit. You might want to put some resist or tape that. I got in a little hurry. And then I went back in and sanded it. That contrast between the white like that really makes it pop. And then right out at the tip. So check it out, our antler stain from Velvet Antler Technologies.